County, hunting for dinner in the woods behind the family home when Britney was little, flipped from being a tale of a struggling clan trying to feed themselves to one of backwater freaks using their fingers to eviscerate defenseless rabbits or squirrels at the kitchen table. Another article took it a step further, claiming that Britney's uncles dined on roadkill, while a 2008 Rolling Stone cover piece went so far as to quote an unnamed former manager of Spears, who alleged that the singer was the product of some very, very bad genetics. Previously, Britney's modest beginnings had been celebrated. Now they were reframed under the banner of white trash. The term white trash is primarily associated with poor white Americans, most often located in rural and southern areas of the U.S., those who live on the margins of society, largely divorced from accessing political or economic power. Even in articles where the stamp of uncouth hick is not explicitly applied to Spears, it is still implicitly there. Spears has always been like this, wrote another Rolling Stone journalist in 2011. Silly, sweet, humble. She's never been very articulate, but she always tries to be accommodating. The tabloids were Britney's shadow, documenting her every movement, ready to pounce on any possible conceived slip-up, whether that be wearing trucker hats and smoking with an unraveled weave, or emerging barefoot from a public toilet at a gas station in California. Britney Spears' poor hygiene reputation is taking another turn for the worse, website Pop Dirt trumpeted in 2004. Spears' various fashion choices, mainly cut-off denim shorts, a pair of slouchy woolen Ugg boots, didn't help. While her look was common on many young women in the mid-2000s, it was deemed lowbrow on Britney herself, a descent from the immaculately turned-out schoolgirl of her debut single. When Spears appeared alongside then-fiancé Kevin Federline in a top bearing the slogan, "I'm a virgin, but this is an old shirt," the media had a feeding frenzy over the woman they had once thrust forward into the spotlight, composing her plunge from darling to destitute. As if to underscore that Britney was just another descendant from a deeply damaged family tree, her grandmother's tragic suicide was hauled out as an example of a seeming predestined mental break looming on the singer's own horizon. Emma Jean, Jamie's mother, had been just 31 years old when she used the big toe of her right foot to pull the trigger on a 12-bore shotgun, taking her own life shortly before 4 p.m. on May 29, 1966. Her body was found at a cemetery 3 miles east of Kentwood, near the grave of her son, Austin Wayne, who had died 9 years before. He had only lived for 3 days, but Emma Jean had never been able to come to terms with the loss, having already attempted suicide on 3 previous occasions. All these stories about Britney and her family may be partially or even completely factual, but they were not the focus of the narrative until the young woman began to come undone in public, from nonstop stress and potential postpartum depression. On May 17, 2021, an Instagram post on Spears' account stated, "So many documentaries about me this year, with other people's opinions about my life. These documentaries are so hypocritical. They criticize the media and then do the same thing?" No one has to look very far to see that Spears rightly nails the irony and conundrum of being a public figure, the balance between actual news or information and the seemingly insatiable appetite for downfall and demise. In the 2008 Rolling Stone cover article, dramatically titled "The Tragedy of Britney Spears," the subheading sensationally exclaims, "She was a pop princess. Now she's in and out of hospitals, rehab, and court. How Britney lost it all." The piece goes on to relate an incident involving a fan approaching Spears for an autograph, to which the star responded, "I don't know who you think I am, bitch, but I'm not that person." In fact, Britney had never been that person. It was the public who made her something superhuman. Fans did not understand or want to understand that the very ordinariness they